It's been a hot minute since we covered this game. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. My most anticipated game over the past nearing a decade now. Metroid Prime 4 is complete, according to plenty of rumors out there, if they are to be believed. But I want you to take all of what I'm going to say in this video with a healthy dose of skepticism, as with all rumors. Metroid Prime 4 is complete, except for cutscenes. The Achilles heel to modern gaming. New to the channel, hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for my latest article breaking down this interesting rumor. Metroid Prime 4 is complete and ready to ship. As long as you don't want any cutscenes or finished storylines or finished stuff in the game, the gameplay itself, the maps, the weapons, everything that gets accomplished, according to these rumors, is complete. A game that's been being worked on for 5, 6, 7 years? It feels like pretty much the entire lifetime of the Nintendo Switch. The original version of Metroid Prime 4 was scrapped after what felt like 2 years of development, and they started over from scratch, handing over the keys to make the game to Retro Studios, the developer that I thought Nintendo should have gone with from Jump Street. It took them a little bit longer to get around to it, but eventually it found their way to the right place. And now we find ourselves in a situation where Metroid Prime 4 is unofficially complete. According to sources close to the development and ramp-ups in specific areas of hiring over at Retro Studios over the past 5 or 6 months, the game, which has been in the works for over half a decade, is essentially complete. However, the primary reason behind the delayed release appears to be the quality of the cutscenes. And of course, another elephant in the room that a lot of people don't like to acknowledge is Nintendo wants to maximize the sales of this game, and they want to make sure it releases at a time frame to pack the most punch. According to plenty of rumors over on Reddit, it's been suggested that cutscenes, the crucial aspect to a modern game, narrative and visual appeal, were not up to the mark a few months ago, which has led to a focus on enhancing these elements, aligning with Nintendo's reputation for delivering polished and high-quality experiences. While the gameplay and other mechanics may be perfectly fine and ready to go, the cutscenes are what are holding it back. And even when those finish, then Nintendo needs to look at the release schedule and calendar and say, okay, when can we land this game to make the most out of it? There's been plenty of speculation leading up to the eventual final release of Metroid Prime 4 of what console is it even going to come out for? Because obviously, initially, this was a Nintendo Switch game. It was supposed to come out at some point during the life cycle. But now with heavy rumors of the Nintendo Switch 2 on the horizon, as soon as early next year that I've been reporting for a while now, Metroid Prime 4 may actually be ready in time for a launch title on the Nintendo Switch 2. Not meaning that they're going to skip out on Nintendo Switch altogether, but most likely it's going to end up being one of those Breath of the Wild situations. Although one could argue Metroid Prime 4 is not necessarily the ideal launch title for a next generation console from Nintendo. It's not going to be all inviting and all encompassing like, say, a Mario or even a Zelda game would be. But Metroid Prime 4 would certainly be showing off some of the latest and greatest of what the next gen technology from Nintendo would be able to offer, in addition to what the Nintendo Switch already houses. I've been taking a look at the job listings over at Retro Studios, listed via LinkedIn, linked to the Nintendo website, most of them over in Austin, Texas, where Retro Studios is headquartered, but this is only showing just one job right now. Over the past few months, they've been ramping up specifically in this area. And it kind of begs a bigger question to the entire game development cycle, where most games are created as gameplay and storyline being built in conjunction with each other, separate teams working on things and making sure they intermingle and sync. But in a situation like with Metroid Prime 4, according to these rumors, the storyline did not sync with the gameplay mechanics. It just didn't make sense. The quality, the graphic style, whatever it is holding it up was a big enough blockade for them to kick this can down the road even further. I do find it a little bit interesting, though, that Nintendo hasn't even shown off any gameplay of Metroid Prime 4 yet. Still makes me curious as to if the gameplay is complete like these rumors do suggest they are. Why would Nintendo not show at least a gameplay trailer? Say, hey, we're making progress, this is what it's looking like, and we're excited to give more information to you guys soon. Why haven't they had a Nintendo Direct about that yet? The most likely reason being, Nintendo knows that they unveiled Metroid Prime 4 initially way too soon, and now that the cat was out of the bag at that point, the last thing they want to do is unveil something about it now and then have another hiccup to delay it even more. Nintendo has embarrassed themselves with the standards they hold them to announce this game. They've already said it was a mistake to announce the game as early as they did, to just turn around and say, okay, now the game's ready, we're just working on some of the final touches. If it's not even close to being done, if the cinematics have a lot of work left on them, then that means that even though the game is complete, it could mean that there's still a lot of work left before this game is actually finalized and goes gold. And in addition to that, maybe they're looking for the biggest marketing push for this game and unveiling it alongside the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, and somewhere around that, maybe not in the same conference obviously, but hey, we have games working on this, we're going to tell you about them soon, but the biggest thing we want you to focus on right now is Nintendo Switch 2, and then after that comes out, then hit people with, here's Metroid Prime 4. Potentially, maybe Nintendo would even have it come to the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusively first to entice people to pick up their latest console instead of holding off on that and buying it on the Switch and not having a reason to upgrade at that point. As for me, Metroid Prime 4 is by far the game I'm most excited about coming out. I guess other games in line with that would be the sequel to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But, I mean, Metroid Prime 4 is kind of my jam. I love the Metroid Prime series, and to hear that the game is complete except for cutscenes is both exciting and so disheartening, because cutscenes can take an extremely long amount of time. And if they scrap them from the get-go and they're starting all over from scratch, who knows how much time could be added into the development for this game. Just because the gameplay is complete doesn't mean the game is anywhere near coming out. I guess time will tell, but I want to at least bring you guys this update because I found it fascinating that in the modern era of gaming, we have this conundrum that we never had in the past with old school games, where you could kind of just have the writing there and say, here it is, and actually just focus on the gameplay. As games become more and more complex and advanced, storylines becoming far more intricate than they've ever been in the past, customer expectations, gamers expecting the world out of this game, and Nintendo shooting for the moon, there is a lot on the line for this, and the focus has to be there. But a part of me kind of misses the days of just the simplistic cutscenes, the Ninja Gaiden, the writing, the still images, and just being able to play the game and enjoy that. I mean, I know, I'm showing my age here, but such is life in the modern era of gaming, where cutscenes seem to be the Achilles heel of next generation games. That's the rumor for now. Metroid Prime 4 is complete, except for cutscenes. Let me know what you guys think about this, how you feel about it, if you're cool with it, you want to wait as long as it takes, or if you just want to play the game now and screw the cutscenes, who cares? That's what it kind of feels like at this point. Check out SmashJT.com for my full article. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash.